What's going on, everyone? Today I've got a comparison video. So I don't have currently at the time of filming a stack of loaner knives in or anything really to review exactly, or that I was wanting to review right this moment. So I was looking on my table, well, the shelf where I have a lot of just knives that I generally do carry often. And these two were kind of next to each other, and I was like, that they're both green, different shades. They both have stonewash blades, and they're relatively the same size. So I thought maybe we would just compare these a little bit and see what people in general liked better. Because I'm undecided. I'm not going to say, even probably at the end of this, which one I like better, because I like them both, actually. So we have the Hinderer XM-24. This is not the new tri-way version. So it's an older on-washers, non-flipper. So, but the thumb stud works great, and it does have the choil. So XM-24 with about the 4-inch blade. And the Demko AD20, obviously in G10. Again, no flipper tab. This is the lock, if anybody's not familiar. So again, thumb stud, and it works great. And this is like 3 3/4 inch blade, I think. I've done videos on both of these, and I'll put links to those down in the description if you want to go see the entire videos on these individually. Okay? Actually, I did a different XM-24. I did the titanium version, but I'll link to that one. Same exact knife, non-flipper, same exact thing, just the titanium version. So overall, they're very similar. If we put them kind of butt to butt, the XM-24 is slightly longer, but the handles are very similar, almost identical in length. They both fit and feel really good in the hand, for sure. You can choke up on the Demko because it has this nice relief right here in the scale, which is super comfortable, actually. This feels great. And it feels really good this way, too. The XM-24, yes, you can choke up on the finger choil there, and it feels great and is awesome. And I've said this before, even in my other comparison video that I used the XM-24. I got this as a trade. I was going to flip it, and here it still is. It is something that is on my mind to possibly sell. So this is a frame lock. Everybody's familiar with a frame lock, how that works. The Demko is their new shark lock, which works amazing. It's almost like, I don't know if I can really show it here, but you get to a point where the spring just sucks it in. It's almost like it's an automatic closer because it just sucks it right in at that pivot point. It's crazy. So this particular one is the 3V with no hole. A lot of them have a thumb hole, fuller hole. I don't know what they call it. I've reviewed that one also. I think I've had one of those in. And it had the hole, but the hole for me didn't really work great as a thumb opening. The stud just worked better. Okay, so this is 3V, and this is S35. And I'm not going to compare the steels because I am not a metallurgist. I don't care. I'm not a steel snob. I have used this one quite a bit to break down a bunch of cardboard. The table that I'm actually using right now is a new studio table that I bought. It's a big Husky adjustable height workbench from Home Depot. Came in a massive cardboard box with cardboard between the butcher block table and the drawers and like everything. So there was a bunch of cardboard to break down and styrofoam. This worked great for that. And I have done just a bunch of cardboard boxes, typical Amazon boxes and people shipping stuff in with this, and it has worked equally well. So as far as usability, they're both very similar. And let's zoom in. They both have a nice stonewash blade. These are both G10 on the show side. This one is G10 on the lock side, and then titanium, of course. So let me take a look. We'll take a closer look at the pocket clips, because one does carry better than the other. The Hinderer carries a little bit deeper, and it's a little smoother in and out of the pocket because of the titanium. The Demko carries a little bit shallower, so there's more sticking out, and it's got the nice lanyard hole if you're into that, which is in a better place, I think, than the lanyard hole on the Hinderer. So the lanyard hole on the Hinderer is below the pocket, or below the pocket line, right? So I don't like that. Again, I don't use lanyards, period, end of story, so it doesn't matter to me. But this one, the lanyard hole is out of the pocket, so I think that's a bonus, or that's a plus to the Demko. However, the texturing on the G10 here is, I'm not going to call it aggressive, but it's kind of aggressive in your pocket. So I would like that to be a little smoother under the clip, and I'm sure, yes, I can take the clip off and I can sand down underneath the pocket clip on my own, not a problem, and probably fix that issue. Okay, sure. However, I am in the process of getting a titanium Demko. My buddy Gil over at Wild About Sporting Goods recently became a Demko dealer, and they've put in an order. Their first order is going to include several of the G10s and a couple of the titaniums, and he's already agreed to send me a couple so that I can check them out, because I really want to check out the titanium version, and my guess is I will just send everything else back to him except for that, and then I'll call him up once I get him, and I'll just say, how much do I owe you, because I'm guessing that's how that will play out. And if this was titanium, I'm assuming it would not be as grippy in the pocket, and this would carry a lot better in titanium than it does in G10. Okay? The Hinderer is still going to carry deeper in the pocket regardless. But as far as usability, they're both awesome. They both feel amazing in the hand, even though, to me and others, this shape here looks a little goofy on paper, so to speak. It looks a little goofy sitting there. This one looks more traditional, more normal, more comfortable. This one looks a little odd. But they're both super comfortable. I had the same feeling and same thoughts before I kind of got into Hinderer that, they look goofy, I don't want one. That just looks uncomfortable, and I kind of judged the book by its cover, so to speak. But I'm glad that I've gotten... I kind of like the G10 one better, because when I had the titanium one lent in, I didn't love it. I don't know. When I got this G10 version, I absolutely love it. If it was a tri-way with the bearings, I would absolutely love it, because then it would be more drop sheddy, and it would be smoother one-hand closing. Which one is more fidgety? The Demko, by far. The sharp lock is just, it screams to be fidgeted. You can actually just pull the lock and do it that way also when you really want to be fidgety. And the sound it makes is just satisfying. This one flips great, but it's not super fidgety on the closing. I mean, you can, it's cool. If it was on bearings, it would be a bit more fidgety. But I think they're both great. And they're both in the same ballpark price range on the secondary market and stuff. You know, you're at 400-ish for the Hinderer and 400-ish for the G10 version. This is the MG, so it's the machine ground. They do have a higher end custom version, but really the only difference is that it's a hand ground blade rather than a machine ground blade. And my understanding is they're all hand sharpened. So I don't know that you're getting a lot of bang for your additional bucks to get the non-MG version. That's just me. I don't know. I haven't had one. I have had the Cold Steel AD15 and a true custom AD15 from Demko. And yes, there is a significant difference there, and I would absolutely recommend the custom AD15 over the Cold Steel personally, because it is a difference. So, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think are maybe pluses and minuses on these two guys if you happen to have either one. I love them both. I don't know that I could personally choose one or the other. I have thought about selling each of them at different times, but I don't know. Right now, there are other things in my collection that I will be selling before these, because I am going through a selling mode. But so these are not really on the quote list right now, although truthfully, everything's for sale for the most part. I'm really trying to learn that for the right price, I'll let anything go, because there's always another knife around the corner or another watch around the corner if I so choose. So let me know your thoughts on these. These are two awesome knives for sure, and I personally do not have a preference. Let me know your thoughts down below. Maybe you can convince me one way or the other if you've got some comments in one direction. So thanks, guys. Have a fantastic day, and we will see you tomorrow.